Sid, I love you. Please don't watch tonight.
See? It's really becoming a thing, Sid.
It's becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Is this a friend?
I thought it was.
A friend of me.
Welcome back to BT. 3 Wide here on the couch. All right, shifting gears here. Liberal MP Pam Damoff, who represents the riding of Oakville North Burlington, says she won't run again in this next federal election, whether it's October 20th, 2025, or whenever it is. She says the current tone of politics is being driven by a desire for social media clips and likes, a drastic change in how politicians interact with each other and the public. She adds the tenor of political discourse has deteriorated significantly, and she fears that misinformation and lies spread by politicians are causing a loss of trust in institutions. She goes on to say she does not feel comfortable at times leaving her home. The misogyny in politics and the hatred in politics has gotten to a point where she doesn't recognize it anymore. She has been in Parliament at this riding for quite a while, so she is not new to federal politics. There's a lot here, Mayor. Where do you want to start?
Well, I just think what I take from that is thank you for speaking in this way, because the rise in hate, I mean, we've seen it across so many different parts of life, and politics no different from that. And when there's so much hate, it's really because there's so much fear, and people are reacting in that way. And so we're going to not be able to attract the top minds and top people into political life because it just comes at such a cost to their life. And I think it's across the board, in terms of genders, but certainly I think women face a different pressure when it comes to that kind of public political life. And we've seen it time and time again with people being approached on the streets, people knowing where home addresses are, I mean, children, all kinds of things are involved. So it's very scary, and no matter what your political party is, I think you want to see the best people in the seat. And to see people with experience leaving and citing this reason is troubling.
Yeah, it is devastating, actually, to see that. We've all seen that increase in hate, especially online and social media. So what makes it scarier is that when you see the trolls, let's say, or the people who are then commenting on social media, you see that move now to real life. When you have people who are protesting in front of politicians' homes. This is happening right now in Toronto area homes as well. I've been reading a lot on Twitter about this, actually, over the last little while. It is quite nerve-wracking. I can completely see why someone would give up their seat. And just the general discourse as well between politicians. We were kind of talking about this earlier, Sid, I think yesterday. We had that issue in the House of Commons, Pierre Poilievre getting kicked out of the House of Commons, and the Prime Minister as well being asked to retract statements that he made that were unparliamentary. So this is happening in between politicians themselves. You look back at old footage from the House of Commons. I did so when Brian Mulroney passed away. We were looking through a lot of stock footage, and it was completely different. I mean, people were speaking with respect and with grace towards the opposition in a way that we're not really seeing happen right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
And listen, I agree with everything MP Damoff is saying here. This is not a new discussion in federal politics or provincial politics in this country. The Liberals are 20 points down in the polls. I think we have to put that on the table. I'm not saying that's the reason as well, but I am curious. You're seeing a lot of MPs on the Liberal side and the NDP side saying, I'm going to take a pass here, because the polls are telling everyone what's about to happen. So I'm just curious if they were a little different or closer, what decisions would happen. With that said, I agree with everything she says here, and it is ridiculous that we've gotten to the point where amazing people who are serving us publicly want no part of this, because of the snakes who just want clips on every side of the political ledger, and it's not just one. So the stuff that happened this week in the House of Commons, when a real issue is brought up, like recriminalizing hard drugs in British Columbia, like a serious issue that dissolves into just everyone trying to get something to post online, we need to take a break here. And again, and it goes to a different discussion. We were going to have this today. I think this Poilievre-Trudeau thing's getting a little too personal for me. I can vote any number of ways in this next election. You haven't earned any of my votes. I don't like how personal it's getting. It's not about the country anymore. It's about them. Anyway, that aside, to MP Damoff, I agree with her. And it's a darn shame. And hopefully things change here quickly, because we're losing pretty good people. We're going to take a break.